I don't know.
Have you eaten a lot of pussy lately?
Yes and no. It really depends on how you define it.
You can also eat ass. We'll count that too.
Oh, no, I was like talking about like, domesticated felines.
Oh.
No, I mean, like, I don't touch women. That's disgusting. I would never. But
I forgot you're married. My bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
My dad today told me.
Some good boomer humor right there.
My dad today told me, like, man, women get so mean when they get old, and then you stop having sex with them. I was like,
there could be a correlation.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Dad.
I was like, Dad, I don't know. I think you might be projecting. Yeah, it's a bit of a self-report. Welcome to the AnythingCast, by the way. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
And Will's not here again. Guess what he's doing?
You'll never guess.
You'll never guess what he's doing. He's downstairs.
What was he? He was watching something with Reed.
Yeah, he was watching some sort of television show and smoking.
Something about some dentures and some siblings.
Yes, the denture siblings. The denture siblings. That's right.
Yeah, that was it.
Denture sisters, something like that.
Yeah, the denture sisters. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
He was smoking the devil's lettuce.
We're gonna have a bit of a come to Jesus meeting.
That's what we should do when it comes up here. We should have it. We should be like, why don't you sit down? We need to talk about it. I've brought everybody.
Some paper and pens. Yeah. Let's, like, write him some notes.
Will, I've brought everybody here who cares about you. Just gesture to you.
We called about 500 people. After that, we just kind of got depressed for a few days.
We sent out a letter to every subscriber of this podcast. No one responded.
Not a single soul.
So
everyone who shares your last name and this and every surrounding state.
Everyone who shares your last name in the surrounding state.
Like this state, Louisiana, Alabama,
we put up
Tennessee.
signs on light poles, just stapled some signs to light poles to be do
we have a little tiny touch of Florida down there on the south, or is that just Alabama that has that
down there? Just a little.
Are you sure?
What?
I think
No,
Alabama intercepts it.
No,
they intercept it. So that's
they've got because we're back to back. We have the little ball sack that hangs from Mississippi.
We're
and
like
Alabama.
two 14-year-olds in a basement watching porn together. We're back to back.
Yeah, that is Alabama and Mississippi. Alabama and Mississippi, absolutely.
We'll never admit that we're cousins. Nothing happened, damn it.
Did you ever jack off with your cousins and watch porn with your cousins?
No.
No? Never once?
No. Wasn't
How
really
many
super
cousins
close
do you
with
have?
my cousins. I did watch it with other teenage friends, though.
Okay.
So
how old were you?
Say maybe starting around 13 or 14, maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I discovered scrambled first, but I can't really say for sure.
Scrambled television?
Yeah, scrambled porn, which we had a complete description of that on earlier episode.
Yeah, of course. And I brought up that is now a thing that people will recreate.
Yeah, it's a fetish where they put the foam.
That's such the
bars over
thing,
it,
man.
just like what?
I don't know. How many occasions would you say that you jacked off with other guys in your teenage years?
Other guys in the room.
Because I probably only did it like once or twice. Like how you're looking at the ceiling, like you're like, well, it's definitely more than I can count on one hand.
I mean, yeah, probably like 15 or 20 times.
Jesus
maybe.
Christ, what were you doing?
We were a bunch of little perverts. Porn was harder to find.
Sure, but I mean, like at
internet
least
access, away from parental things was like an adventure trying to find like the fountain.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, I understand you've done this a lot, and that makes sense. But how many guys are we talking about? How many different? Like, how many people were there when you did this? Because if it was like just one other dude, I understand.
Yeah, it was like one other dude. Except maybe like one other time.
Because it was like five other guys. You're all huddled around like a computer, like an anime protagonist.
Yeah, there was like one where there was like a birthday when we were all still below like 15.
We were like hacking into the mainframe and they're all just kind of peeking around the corner.
Everyone, someone brought like something pornographic and everyone was like,
what do you mean something pornographic?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Maybe it was anime based probably.
Okay, so it wasn't like a
Maybe
Playboy.
It wasn't even something pornographic, but just one of those R-rated animes that had a pornographic scene or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like Blackjack has that scene where it shows a girl's tits.
Put that on that for me.
God, Yeah, pause it there for me too. Is anybody else feeling a little weird? Why is that a thing that's common for men, and why, like, because that's not like you can't just bring that up. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you guys want to jack off?
Oh yeah, no, the funnier thing would be if I were like run into that guy like right now as we're both like 35 years old.
Yeah.
And like lock eyes with him and just be like, you remember. No, we will probably never speak of that ever again. We barely even like pass each other in the wind anymore these days, which is funny. But
do it again.
No, I think now it would be incredibly homoerotic for me to say that to him.
Now it was homoerotic then. It's not homoerotic now. Like now it's like a reference to your past. Then when you had no context for it, it was wildly homoerotic.
Shit, we're watching straight porn.
Well, I guess that's true.
We're just a bunch of little perverts with no sense of shame yet. Well,
at
enough
13,
to like
I definitely like. I would
assist each other in like hiding and acquiring pornography. But
okay,
like,
I thought you were gonna say assisting each other in another manner, not in
no,
acquiring.
no, that
You're
never
like,
happened.
we were old enough to assist each other. I was like,
No.
That's
Nope,
not really.
That line never got crossed. That's where yours and my paths diverged when we were younger.
Yeah,
that's about as gay as it got for me, man. That's about as gay as it got. So now it's Will's turn to come in. You can lead up off of that. So that was about as gay as it got for me.
Yeah,
Will.
what do you think we're talking about, Will? Give it a good guess.
Editor Patrick, put in just a loud as fuck, like cruise ship horn, right here.
Okay.
Let's just
a foghorn.
I want to lose 25% of the audience.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
With how loud it is.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm back.
What do you think we were talking about, Will? Just with a little
Some
context.
gay ass shit.
Okay, yes, but what gay ass shit? Give it a good,
What
give it
gay
an
ass shit?
educated
How gay
guess.
was it? How gay was it, Will? How gay do you think I could get?
How gay is your brain? This will tell us approximately how gay your brain is.
What's the gayest situation you've thought of me in?
You were in theater and had to make out with another man?
That's not bad. I'm sure that's
not a bad guess, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a Rochambeau, and you're like, well, I guess it's you and me, bro. And then you hope the girls do it and they lose.
Yeah, there's some context there. You know, I have a somewhat loose sense of humor. I have grabbed a man and threw my hand over his face and then like pretend to make out with the back of my hand.
Oh, we've
while
all
dipping
done that.
him down like a maiden.
We've all done that. I mean, for me, without the hand part, but we've all done that. I've had friends where it was legitimately just like as a goof, just like reach it and just kiss real quick and then be like,
I've done that as a goof, so that's probably the gayest thing I've done as a goof. I'll say that.
I'm trying to think of the gayest thing I've ever done as a goof.
Goof. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever given a blowjob as a goof. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Being naked on this podcast.
Being naked on this podcast as a goof was pretty gay.
That was pretty gay as a goof.
That was a pretty good goof too.
Yeah, that was pretty gay as a goof.
Yeah.
That's a
we
good
figured.
one.
I mean, like there was no way you were expecting that. So it's a pretty damn.
It's a
good.
lot of commitment for a non-visual medium.
He's right, you know. That is that is our folly.
You did get my genuine reaction from it. So, you know, you get points there.
That's if anybody wants to watch that episode, that's episode 70 something, Will and Patrick's very special episode. It's just a picture that I AI generated by telling the AI to produce a picture of a purple and green alien burping and laughing into the camera. So, it's pretty easy to distinguish.
I went and caught a bunch of fish.
Did you? Congratulations.
Oh, bro.
Oh, we caught like 80 fish.
80, good
Jesus
God.
Christ. What'd you do? Spend the day out there?
8 hours.
8 hours. That's 10 fish an hour, bro.
That's pretty cool.
We had a bunch of dolphins eat a bunch of fish.
Wait, where did you go?
We went off the coast and did a ocean fishing cruise.
In like Biloxi?
It wasn't a cruise. It was like a
tour?
no. I don't know what you call them.
I don't. A ferry? Fishing trip?
Kinda.
Okay. Where was this? Biloxi?
No, in
Extensive
Florida.
or
In Florida.
expensive
Oh, yeah.
fishing trip?
Did you go to the Florida for the wedding?
Bachelor party.
Bachelor party. You went to Florida
You
for
didn't
a
go to the
bachelor
wedding?
party.
I'm going to the wedding later.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wait, did you
Okay.
fly there?
No.
So you drove to Florida
no,
for a
I
bachelor?
rode with somebody.
Okay.
It's not that bad. Driving to Florida is not that bad.
It's like 8 or 9 hours.
6 hours.
Depending on where you go, I guess. If you're going to fucking Miami Beach,
Nah, I
that's
think
like
we went to
8 hours.
Destin. The boat went to Pensacola though. Like we rode. It took an hour.
Yeah, it's a
It
boat.
took a full hour to get to the first spot.
So wait, you went on a bachelor party, but the bachelor party was fishing. Am I to understand that?
Yeah.
That you, because that's not what I think of when I think of bachelor parties.
Do you have like a bunch of weed and beer?
We had a lot of drinks. Yeah.
Okay, no weed. Kind of kept it safe.
Yeah.
No bitches.
Nah.
Patrick put in the meme. Put in the no bitches meme.
No bitches.
Wait, so
No
you?
bitches.
That's a very sad bachelor party, all things considered.
Sounds pretty
I
sweet
mean-
to me. Don't. To be
I mean, it
completely
doesn't
honest.
sound bad. It just sounds like
I guess it's up to your perspective.
I guess.
Like, we're not a
Sounds
Hollywood movie.
no, but I mean, like every bachelor party I've ever known was a bunch of dudes getting on, like going to.
I mean, we went to we went to a club later.
You went to a club.
Yeah.
How
you get-
was it? Did you get laid?
Look at no.
Oh, damn. Did
Question. Did you get the fish you caught? Like, was it catch and release?
No, we got to keep them.
Did you
Did you
take
get
them
like
to the club?
processed to like at a restaurant or something like that, where they cook them all for you or
Uh,
something?
we just cooked them ourselves, and then
Cool.
I've got a bag. My buddy has a bag for me in his freezer. I have like 8 fillets.
Did you hear about that Spotify fraud thing?
I did
Will and
not,
I have
no.
opposite opinions on the thing.
okay.
What happened? What's
So
the
there's
deal?
this guy. He's an
Okay.
artist.
He's not.
Okay.
He
again.
is.
He's not.
He is. He
I-
makes
okay,
music.
That's a fork real quick there.
Yeah, he uses software to make a music for him. He's an
Okay,
AI
it's,
artist.
No, well, the article said he
gray-
did both.
Oh, he does both?
I mean, the article mentioned he did both.
Sounds like we're getting into a gray area here, but keep going. Okay.
And
I see. There's some contention.
but for particularly this crime,
okay.
he did use AI.
Okay.
So he used AI to make different like songs and stuff.
Okay.
And he put it on Spotify, and then he bought a bunch of viewers listening to the songs,
okay.
and so Spotify saw that
And then boost his numbers.
and paid him.
Oh. Okay.
But Spotify is notoriously bad for paying their like artists. Like they're horrendous.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get
So he-
thousands of
So
listens.
he
you
had
get like
to
a
get
$2 check.
millions of views per song. So he had to put out a lot of songs. He used a lot of fake names and stuff.
Did he have like his own botting software?
I don't know.
He must have. Otherwise, like this would have
Yeah.
would have just been.
The article didn't mention.
His profit margin would have been pretty slim.
Yeah,
if he was
exactly.
paying for,
The
like,
article
other
didn't
people
mention
to
what
do it.
software he was using, but it was like he made something like $10 million.
$3. He made $3 million.
Oh, he made $3 million.
Yeah. He made $3 million off of Spotify, and then obviously because it was fraud.
But he. I want to point out, there's no victim in this. He didn't steal from any other artist, unless your opinions, I guess, about AI. But he didn't really He didn't I don't know, objectively just steal from Beyonce, for example, and didn't use her name. He made up Bingbo Bango, the Bongo Go Rango.
I'm sorry, have you not heard Bingo Bango by the Bongo Borango before? He was
grew up on
obviously
that
yeah,
band.
exactly.
Like,
You're trying to imply that all of his music was like some fresh thing that the AI was making, but no, AIs are trained on tables and logic. It's
Well, I think
Have you
then
ever
I think
heard
the
the Rango
blame then lays on the tech companies.
if anything, it lies on him for abusing it.
No, he just used a tool to take advantage of the systems we live in.
Yeah, that's called fraud.
That's a crime.
Yeah, that's a crime. That's
It's
If
a-
I
it's
go
a
to the
victimless
bank
crime.
and use a gun to tell them to like give me
That's a
fucking
that's
money,
a crime full of victims.
I used
This
a
is
tool to
victimless.
get
Well, if you
something
go to
from
the-
the thing. As long as they give me the money, it's victimless.
What about the Chase
No.
ATM
They're going to get insured.
thing?
The people
No.
aren't going to lose their money. Just the
No.
bank is.
What about the
And
Chase
they're
Bank
insured.
ATM thing where you could like get a bunch of money? Like that's also fraud.
I'm not gonna feel bad
It's
for a
victim-
bank.
What fraud do
I'm not
you?
gonna feel bad for a bank. Sue me,
What
Jesus.
fraud do you
Okay,
feel
so
bad
it is
for?
okay for me to armed rob a bank as long as I don't actually kill anyone.
As long as you don't
That's
harm
morally
anyone,
okay.
scare anyone, as long
Nah,
as
I
you don't
didn't
do
say that.
anything.
Mhm.
As long as you steal from the ATM and you hack the ATM, basically.
Also,
using an
robbing,
AI
like,
program that
actively
you've
going
written.
to the bank and putting a gun in somebody's face is not a victimless crime.
Yeah, so you do it to a machine.
If I don't actually kill them, it is.
No, if you steal from
nah,
an
then you'll
ATM,
psych, you'll
that
psych
is
them
technically
out.
a victimless
I
crime.
guess.
Yes, but it's also still fraud. Fraud a lot of the times is a victimless crime. It's just, and also it's not victimless.
Kind
It's the
of.
victim you don't feel sorry for. That's what it is. Fraud is against something that's generally a bigger company.
If you let people just
Yeah,
steal
you're
out
right.
of
I don't feel bad
ATMs,
for him.
Yeah, you don't feel bad. Do you feel bad for that guy who wrote those fraudulent invoices to Microsoft and Google for all those years and then made all that money? Like, do you think he did the wrong thing? Because he didn't do anything. He just made a shell company and then billed them, and then they didn't check whether the bills were accurate or not. Because that's
Yeah.
basically what this guy did, except for he
It's
just
true.
did it in the music version.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the like, they make billions of dollars anyways. Let them have it.
Bruh, I'm not a huge fan of the slippery slope arguments people like to have, but saying it's okay to steal money that's straight up just not yours if is kind of a slippery
If it's
slope.
a corporation,
Also,
though.
if everybody did this, then no corporation would get to exist.
Play the cyberpunk music.
See, if you bankrupt the corporation, then after destroying all of those businesses, all the Walmarts would shut down, and then there'd just be nowhere to get your groceries.
Then we're
and
back
shit.
to the open field
And we're
system,
back-
which, like I said, we should go back to feudalism.
So after everyone starves and can't get their basic necessities for a good decade or
I'm
two,
Absolutely.
starving. We're into communism.
Yeah, there we go.
See, this
He
is
can
what
always-
Will
He
wants.
can always find his way back.
He says you just have to starve the people for 10 years. Then trust me, I have this 20-year plan.
I told my dad today was like talking about like gas and shit. He was like, when I grew up in like the 70s, like the government didn't have anything to do with gas because like the companies, like the big oil companies, the gas companies, they would like fight against each other. Like they'd be across the street from each other and they'd like fight the market at each other, try to lower each other's prices. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that was great. But the company, one of them won.
Yeah.
And now they rule over all the gas prices.
Guess what, Dad? Time moved on and
Yeah.
globalism happened.
I was
The
like,
funny
yes.
thing about competition, sometimes someone wins.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, and then Walmart didn't exist, so all these like small stores, and I was like, yeah, that's why I wanted to live in Portland. They banned Walmart. There's not a McDonald's or a Walmart or a Dollar General in Portland. It's all small stores because that shit's fucked.
Yeah, Gatlinburg's the same way.
Gatlinburg is? That rules. Wait. I don't remember Gatlinburg being that way. Wasn't there a McDonald's in
Tennessee?
Gatlinburg?
I'm sure there's like a McDonald's, but like
And there
it's
was
very,
a Walmart for
it's
sure.
very small shops galore.
Yeah, in downtown Gatlinburg for sure. Downtown Gatlinburg was...
Now you gotta be fucking rich to live there.
Yeah, of course you do. It's like in the middle of the fucking Smoky Mountains. It looks like you
Guys,
could walk.
beautiful.
Well, there's bears everywhere too. I mean, like that's one of those places where I'm like, people complain about open carry, but if I lived in Gatlinburg, I would want to open carry a shotgun
If I
on
lived
me at
in
all
an area with
times.
bears, I would
Exactly.
open carry.
100%. I'm like, you'd see a dude with a shotgun, you'd be like, is that guy gonna fucking shoot up a store
Speaking
or
of
school? He'd
seeing
be
a
like,
guy
no.
open carrying,
There's bears. Yeah? A bear open carrying?
a guy, another Republican tried to kill Trump.
Yeah, I saw that. Another dude tried to kill Trump. He tried to kill him is also
He
like
didn't take a shot. He didn't even take a shot.
No, he never even had a line of sight, according to the FBI.
At this point, I just feel bad for Americans because we are not proving very good.
Yeah, our one thing is guns.
Yeah.
And like we're proving to be super shitty about it.
We used to be very good at assassinating our own politicians.
The FBI today came out and said that he had quote unquote delusions of grandeur in Ukraine.
Oh yeah, that's true. He wanted to go to Ukraine. He was like 53 or something.
Yeah, and he apparently had absolute delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, he was just in the
is
war.
this really surprising after the last decade of American politics?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I mean, we've had 9 years of Trump continuously being like,
Inflammatory.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Keep
doing
saying
inflammatory
crazy,
language.
inflammatory shit,
Yeah.
and then lo and behold, about a decade in, people just go crazy and start trying to kill you.
Start shooting at him. Yeah.
I mean,
I
do you
told
think
my
how
dad today,
it's-
I was like, I'm surprised it has not happened more. I am not surprised it happened a second time.
How paranoid do you think he is now?
I don't know.
I don't
Is he
know.
too dementia-ridden?
Yeah, no, I think he's just way too narcissistic.
Yeah,
I think he's like,
narcissistic and egotistical.
Well,
Absolutely.
he's definitely developing dementia. Like,
he might.
Have you listened to one of his speeches? They make no sense.
I mean, he's like what, 82?
78.
It's pretty early for dementia, but like, I mean, I'm sure his brain ain't fucking going the way it's supposed to. God help me if my brain is still working the way that it is now at 78.
Yeah, but we shouldn't.
I
have
will
that as a
be
president.
blessed by God.
There's no telling what kind of nonsense has been in someone like Donald Trump's body over the years.
Apparently, he smells.
like the billionaire shit that they get.
Is that what we're doing now? You know, that's what they say about Michelle Obama. She stinks.
She's
apparently.
a man, apparently.
Yeah, she's a man and she smells bad. And her husband only wears tan suits.
What, are we both siding now?
You ever think about in 1,000 years, like what what modern history will be, and then like the way that think about the way that we right now think about Napoleon. How much do you know about Napoleon as a man? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Ambitious.
Yeah, that he failed to invade Russia.
What's the first thing most people think about when they think
He's
about
short.
Napoleon? He's short.
It's not
Exactly.
short, though. That's
Do you
just the
think that
wives'
in
tale.
like 300 years, the one thing where like people are like, oh yeah, Obama, the tan suit guy?
Oh yeah,
Like the black guy who wore the tan suit.
Yeah, and then there was the orange guy.
Unfortunately
And then there was the orange guy with the tiny hands who was
Yeah.
real mad and got shot at a
Unfortunately
lot.
for Obama, since he was like the first African American president, basically,
Yeah.
he will always just be known as that black guy who was the first president.
Of course. I learned recently that John Wilkes Booth thought that Abraham Lincoln was a tyrant.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
wonder. I legitimately.
Sic semper tyrannis.
Yeah, that's what he said after he killed him, apparently. But I wonder who heard him, considering that gun must have been loud as
his
shit.
bodyguard and like
Well, he
his,
said
his wife.
Oh,
Also,
yeah?
he said it right before or after.
Oh, did he? Okay, because I was like, if you blow a
Say-
musket in a dude's head,
hold
that's
on.
like, it's a 50 cal fucking pistol.
Yeah, but it's black powder though. That's
Yeah, but it's just
the
loud
width
as
of the
shit. And then you
bullet.
go, Sic semper tyrannis. And then people are going to be like, what?
No, he probably said it afterwards. I
Probably
guess,
shouted it. He probably went, "Fine,
Yeah.
Sic semper tyrannis!"
And then he
Yeah.
scrambled away and
Yeah.
dropped the gun and then peed himself.
Yeah,
He fell over the
He broke his
balcony and
arm.
broke his leg.
yeah.
Did he really?
Broke his leg.
Yeah,
No, I thought
tried to
he
jump over the
jumped
balcony.
out the back
Well, he
of
tried
the
to ride like a flag down.
No, I thought he jumped out the
Like an
back of the
idiot.
theater
Like a
and tried to
fucking-
ride like a flag, and then
No,
he
no, no.
landed
He
in a
jumped off
cart.
the
and he
He
balcony.
broke
jumped
his
off
leg.
the balcony riding the flag down, but the flag, like basically the thing, whatever it was clipped to, just clipped off, and instead of gracefully coming down, it just went.
I
And
hope
he
that
broke
the
his leg.
next guy that shoots Trump kills him and then does some stupid shit like that, where he just yells "Sic semper tyrannis" and then just jumps off of a cliff and like dies just flatly.
You know what gun this guy was using?
What, this guy? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was using an AK-47.
No. SKS.
An SKS? Where did he get an
Yeah.
SKS?
What?
I don't
SKS
know.
are super popular. They used to be incredly cheap back in the early 2000s.
Don't you have to get them in parts?
Well, it was fully
Oh.
fully automatic, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah, you can.
Well, he had delusions of grandeur in Ukraine. He was going to go over there and take out the Russians,
The
dude.
SKS, baby.
Hey.
He paid for someone to give him like a
The-
special part to switch it out
Well,
with.
you know what's funny about the
online.
SKS? Do you know
What?
why?
It's a really nice gun.
It for what it is, but the
Mm-hmm.
reason it's considered a evolutionary dead end for guns is because basically the AK-47 is it, but just better.
Yeah, well, it's like the SKS was basically like them perfecting the idea of what a lot of the lessons they had learned in World War II, and they were just like, we want a modern, battle rifle.
Is the
And they were
SKS
just
a
like-
Russian rifle?
Yes.
It is? Okay. I was like, it's like the long rifle version of the AK, right? Like,
I
it's
mean,
like the...
Kind
Yeah.
of. After World War II, the Americans
They're like
had a lot of
brothers for
success
sure.
with the M1 Garand.
Big brothers or little brothers? Which one's the big brother? AK-47?
I would
No,
say
SKS is the big brother.
SKS is the big brother?
And AK-47 is the much more successful younger brother.
The one that's rich and gets all the bitches.
Mhm.
Yeah,
With
Okay.
at least 2 inches longer in the penis.
like
Ooh, now
SKS, like
and
peaked
you've
in
seen
hi-
it like
SKS
twice
peaked
recently,
in high
so like
school.
you know.
Yeah. The SKS
Like, you know.
peaked in high school.
Yeah.
The AK-47 is like Elon Musk rich.
Yeah.
Basically, the
all across the
SKS
world.
got out of high school and everyone was just like, that kid's going places. And then 2 years later, AK-47 got out of high school, and they decided to also give him a college degree
Yeah.
and hire him at the local hospital that day.
SKS.
And
is
SKS is currently
is a
working as a
manager at
super. No, not as manager, the supervisor, the guy like right above.
He's the
floor
team
staff.
lead.
He's the team lead at the
Home
local Best
Depot.
Buy.
yeah, at the Best Buy.
So why an SKS? Was it just because it's easier to get your hands on?
Would be okay. The reason why an SKS was super cheap.
No, why to shoot Trump with one?
Oh, just because it's a nice rifle.
Okay.
But
I mean-
because he was a fucking Eastern European pole head.
Was he?
He was looking.
Well, he wanted to go to Ukraine.
But he was,
fantasies
he was
about,
from
like-
Hawaii.
It didn't matter. He wanted to go to Ukraine.
Imagine living in
There-
Hawaii and then being like, I wish I
Dude,
was Eastern European.
I went to high
Like,
school to
what?
someone who worshipped Putin.
Like, he had like a little shrine to him and everything.
Actually, yes. Unironically, yes.
That's kind of based. I'm not going to lie.
He also
That's-
had an SKS, funny enough.
Everyone did back then. As I
It
said,
was high school. Didn't you? Like, of course he had an SKS.
No.
the reason there's a shit ton of SKSs out there is because it came out. Russia was just like, this is awesome. This is like the perfect version of all those World War II rifles we were fucking with. We'll take 2 million or some bullshit like that. And so they manufacture a fuck ton of them. They were just about to give them out. And then the testers said, hey, look at this automatic Kalashnikov thing. And everyone was like, fuck me. That's like the exact same thing, just way better.
Ah, poor guy.
Like 30
Jesus
round
Christ.
magazine, this awesome gas piston system thing, incredible durability. Still had that sleek wood finish.
Hmm.
And turns out as it went
That's
on,
the
it was
best
also
thing about Soviet
very
weaponry
flexible.
is that sleek wooden finish.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
It's all made out of wood. That's all
Mhm.
they've got over there. Is just wood, wood, wood. I guess
And
they got a bunch
snow.
of metal too. And snow.
They have oil.
Could you live in like
Russia's
northern
like big on
Russia?
oil.
Could you be one of those guys who just lives
No,
in fucking middle
but
of that?
I don't like the cold that much.
That's true. You don't like the cold.
Yeah, but in the late 90s, after the fall of the Soviet Union, because there were all those junk SKSs, and they were selling the shit out of them everywhere to try and make money back, and all over like the Soviet bloc nations, they flooded the market with them. And in the early 2000s, you could get one for $150 to $300, depending on what type it was.
It's
and where it came
extremely
from.
cheap for a rifle.
Oh yeah, semi-automatic, 10 rounds. You can convert it to have a 30-round magazine. It shoots a medium caliber. What's it called?
What do you think is going to happen to the guy? Does he get charged with?
I mean, he's going to get
assassination
the
now?
death sentence.
Conspiracy
No, does
for
he get the death sentence for a
assassination?
former president? I know if you shoot like the current president, you get the death sentence.
Sure,
I don't know.
absolutely. but-
Well, they called him before he shot.
Oh yeah, he didn't take a
yeah,
shot.
he didn't even take a shot.
Well,
They
he's
shot
gonna
him
get
4
more
times
shots
fired.
fired.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
they
get-
shot at him 4 times, and then he ran away.
He's going to at least get 20 years.
Probably. I mean, I'm just wondering like what it is he's getting charged with specifically.
Attempted murder.
Oh,
I know they charged him
I
with
know
the
what we can
firearms
do.
possession.
Attempted murder.
look up what Mr. Dusky's doing. My old
yeah,
Taekwondo
we'll
teacher.
just figure out what he's. Yeah,
See
it'll
what
be
his sentence is, because
approximate.
he sent Ryson to Obama, Roger Wicker, and the local judge lady.
Yeah, which I.
She
can't
was
remember.
also a mayor, I think.
She was
before or
super
after.
nice, just the super nice old lady.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted-
Holland, Mayor Holland.
Because
or
of John Wilkes
Judge
Booth
Holland or
singing,
something.
like screaming the "Sic Semper Tyrannis" thing and thinking that Abraham Lincoln was a tyrant, I now want to go back and then read about Abraham Lincoln from the perspective of I'm reading about a tyrant, and then see if like any of that shit tracks. Like I wonder if I
some
can like.
websites you can go to.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
abrotherhood.com.
Yeah,
Don't ask what the A
Stormfront,
stands
I
for.
believe.
You want to
is
hear a funny story about
um,
Abraham Lincoln?
what?
You hear a funny story about Abraham Lincoln?
Is it the one where you like beat up the gang outside of that store that one time? Because you've told that on this show before. Because your ass loves Abraham.
No.
Okay, I know your ass loves Abraham Lincoln. You love talking about.
You know he
Abraham
walked
Lincoln.
17 miles a day.
He what?
He walked 17 miles a day.
Yeah, you lived in the fucking 1300s or some shit. Like, what are
Punch
you
a
gonna do?
motherfucker. He doesn't care.
You
He'd
have
do it
to.
to go watch court.
It was pretty cool.
To go watch court?
Yeah, that was how they entertained themselves.
Honestly, that's kind of base. That's probably what I'd do too. I'd be like, well, it's another beautiful day in fucking pioneer America.
Yeah, to finish
What is
all-
there to do?
I'm not gonna lie, the book I read full of propaganda because they'd be like, he'd finish off his chores in the morning, he'd walk 17 miles there and 17 miles back.
That's one thing I worry about reading about American political figures is like it's all got to be propaganda. I want to read like a Russian book about Abraham Lincoln.
Just
and see what they have
watch
to say
Hamilton. That tells you everything you need to know.
Little thing
No, I feel
called,
like the actual historical
what?
facts in something
All I
like
need-
Hamilton are more like Easter eggs for educated people.
Yeah.
All I
It's
need to
not-
know about the French is Les Miserables.
a little thing called
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer should teach you everything you need to know.
If you ever want to know how badass Abraham Lincoln was, there's a documentary. He's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
I just legitimately want to like look
We
at
should
it and
watch
be
that.
like, because like what did Lincoln do that was like seen as tyrannical outside of like, because I know it was like a
They were
contentious ass time.
butthurt from losing the slaves. What do you mean? That's what
yeah,
they
it was
thought.
the Civil War, dude. That's
That
he
was
mad
the
at that.
tyrannical part. They were like,
Yeah.
"You're making me lose my slaves."
It's like federal government's not allowed to do that.
But
Yeah,
tyrant
exactly how he
implies
sounded.
like, you know, like Nero or some shit. Like
yeah, he was delusional.
no, I mean like, was he though? That's my
Yes.
question. I'm like,
What
was
do you
he?
mean? Was he delusional? He assassinated the guy who was like, "Maybe we shouldn't enslave other races."
Sure, but the guy who assassinated John Lennon was delusional. But
Yeah, delusional people generally assassinate people. For
There's the
stupid
two people
reasons.
trying to assassinate the current former
Except
president are delusional.
he's
well,
not
one of them's
even-
dead.
Yeah.
He's not even like, it's not even that delusional. He's a political extremist who was pushed to an extreme opinion.
That's what I'm
and
saying, like,
thought
I
that,
don't- I wonder what the actual like because I am of the opinion that no matter what political opinion you hold, even like some of the worst ones, that there is some like factual way to get there, like logically, and that's how people end up this way. Like, that's how people end up being Nazis, where they're just like, all you have to do is like just let go of this little part of yourself that says that Jews are people. And that that they're not
Yeah, but
ruining
then
the
but
world.
basically
also,
the
but
same
the
thing.
problem is Nazis are wrong, and that they're also factually
Yeah, but
wrong.
the South were right. Them
Yeah,
weren't
exactly.
people. No, just kidding.
Like, I'm from Mississippi. If John Wilkes Booth killed Abraham Lincoln because of the Civil War and because of the South, I want to see from the perspective of a Southerner what it was that went on in his life that was a logical step that made him be like, I'm going to shoot the fucking president. Also, apparently he was an actor.
Yeah.
And apparently he was
Yeah.
a famous actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his older brother was actually the most famous actor in American theater at the time.
Wait, so it really is like who's the guy that shot the guy on Rust?
God damn, you did not pay attention in anything in history class.
No,
huh?
I didn't take history. I literally
I mean,
had
there's a-
one history class
there's
in
like
my
a-
entire life.
There's like a minimum amount of history classes you have to take.
I'm
over,
pretty sure
like-
in every history class they go over fucking Abraham Lincoln gets shot by fucking John
I know he
Wilkes
gets
Booth.
shot. I don't know any of the rest of the shit. I remember they found him in a barn later. I remember he broke his leg. But like all of this stuff I learned legitimately for 15 years ago.
Do you know why we have the Secret Service?
Andrew Jackson, right?
No,
No.
it's this,
Was it? Okay.
and it stems from Abraham Lincoln's bodyguard.
Is that the one that moved him and ended up getting him killed?
I don't remember. But
Damn, that guy fucked up real bad.
did,
Well,
yeah.
That
to be
you think
fair-
that guy lived in shame the rest of his
in
life?
fairness,
My
the current
brother was
Secret's-
working with 1865 medical knowledge, and he was also not a doctor.
Yeah.
So
And
the doctors weren't super helpful at the time,
In true
so-
tradition, the current Secret Service sucks too.
So
yeah, I mean, fair.
John Wilkes Booth was legitimately like the dude who shot the guy on the other dude on the Rust set. What's his name?
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. So it is legitimately
he's
like
more
as
like the
if
guy
one.
who killed.
No.
No, it's like if Alec
Shinto Abe.
Baldwin's brother shot at Trump and killed him.
No, it's more like the guy who shot Shinto Abe.
Shinto Abe?
Shinto Abe.
Yeah.
No, he's not an actor, and his brother's not an actor. I'm saying
Your
like,
mom's an actor.
Yeah, it
okay,
would
I'll
be
thank you
more-
to not talk about my mother's pornographic films. Okay,
Yeah, it would be more like
if you bring that up one more time, then we're not doing the podcast with you anymore.
who are,
Now, Eric's mother's pornographic films. on the other hand.
I know who it would be like.
A Cock on Lips Now.
Owen Wilson's brother. What's that guy's name?
Wow.
What is that?
Like Owen
Fuck,
Wilson.
what is Owen Wilson's brother's name?
Because he's
Jeremy?
a super.
Yeah, Jeremy Wilson. You're right. I forgot.
He's a
Jeremy
super-
Kaiba Wilson. That's him.
So he's an actor. I think he was the guy who was in Idiocracy.
Yes, yeah, it's him.
So he's an actor. He's
Steven.
okay. Like everyone's just
Buscemi.
like he's a pretty good actor, but he doesn't do a lot and he's not super impressive, right?
Chris.
But Owen Wilson, hold on, let me cook here.
Chris
Rock.
Rock, that's right. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if Chris
yeah.
Rock shot Donald Trump. Damn, I shot the president.
Yeah.
if Chris Rock,
What did Owen Wilson
Probably
do?
not much like that.
no, it would be amazing though.
Talk through the distraction, Eric. You're as
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
as Kamala is at giving speeches.
And
Have you noticed that she gets so visibly irritated giving speeches in a crowd?
I've only seen her laugh at Trump on the debate. The only time I've ever watched her speak
God,
is
you
at
so-
the debate.
I
And
really just hate that like debates are just a bunch of people yelling over each other.
They didn't do it this time.
They
The
muted
microphones were
mics.
muted.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. I was like, wow, actually people not yelling over each other.
Trump was like I loved when Trump was like, "They're eating the dogs. They're eating the
yeah,
dogs."
Kamala's like actually like just smiles and like starts laughing and
Yeah,
like
because
points
this guy
at him.
looks like a fucking maniac.
I know. A lot of Kamala's actual reactions to that debate are just gemstones. I just love her like actual legitimate, because I feel like they see each other on a regular basis and they're probably cordial to each other because they're not on national television at each other's throats. But when they are on national television at each other's throats, the only thing Kamala can do is laugh at him.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's laughable.
it is laughable. Some of the
They're weird. They're right. They're weird.
He never answers a fucking question. He never answered a fucking question the whole debate. Neither did she, but like, goddamn.
She did better at answering a little.
Kind of. I don't know.
Not the first question though. She fucking sucked at that one.
He did like the whole deflate thing with
didn't
Ukraine
like that
where they
she-
were like, do you want Ukraine to win this war? And Trump's like, look, all I'm saying is I want the war to end.
Kamala's pissed me off though.
I'm not surprised. You're a communist.
Yeah.
And she's a Democrat. She's like a party Democrat.
I don't like that she's widening the tent, quote unquote, to let the right wingers in.
I am.
Oh yeah. God forbid people actually agree. In the
And get
political
together
sphere.
and like, have.
This is the kind of attitude that has
They
our
have the
country
wrong
dooming
opinions.
itself.
Yeah. God forbid we
God
let
forbid they
people
put their differences aside
Don't
and try
shame
and
me.
come together for a common goal that's
Yeah.
good for everyone in the end or something like that. If politics worked like that, we'd all be fucked.
There's a
Imagine if they did that all the time, Will. My God.
my God, this
How would we get things done?
Eric, how am I going to get my bread lines?
he lives to work in a steel mill. That is all he
yearns
wants
for the mines.
Yeah, he yearns for the mines. You don't understand. And so do his spawn. Did you guys see the fucking sign on the trace that says like this was done by a bipartisan bill called "Keep Mississippi Beautiful" or some shit? And I was like, and they're putting it up like, oh, it's bipartisan. Democrats and Republicans agree that like the state shouldn't be a piece of
Because
shit.
we're so split now.
yeah, no, I was like, is that really where we are?
We're patting ourselves on the back that Democrats and Republicans can agree that we need roads.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
Thank God everyone's like shaking each other's hands and like patting each other on the backs. Yeah.
jacking each other's dicks.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
good
just
job.
reaching in there.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job, guys. Good job. Yeah, like we did it.
Did you guys watch any
We
of that?
remembered that roads are a bare necessity for civilization
you guys
since
watch-
Rome.
Did you guys watch any 9/11 footage?
I mean,
Tons. Absolutely. Yeah.
Every day. I mean, for
No, I mean,
fun.
as a matter-
Before
as a
and
matter of
after
fact,
watching
on-
porn
on
for
nine-
obvious
Well, we did it
reasons.
right before the podcast. I'm sorry that you weren't here. You were too busy watching Venture Brothers, but we watched the towers fall.
Oh, it's okay. In the first episode of Venture Brothers, I think they have a footage of the Twin Towers falling.
Yeah, it's in
Why?
there for like 3 or 4 frames throughout
yeah.
it. You got to watch it. The first frame is when the first plane hits. The second frame is the second
Reed
one
loves
hit.
showing it to people.
The best part about Venture Brothers, my favorite part about Venture Brothers, if you watch it in sequential order, there's about 3 frames of the 9/11 footage of the towers falling per episode. So you stitch them all together, and they just play the 9/11 footage. If you layer them on top of one another.
You have to go through all like 5
it
or
was
6
so
seasons
brave to
or
stop
whatever.
when that guy jumps out the window in order to
Yeah,
not
that would
burn
have
to death.
that would have been in poor taste. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you guys
there
have
are
done that?
lines comedy shouldn't cross.
Real shit. Would you have done that?
Or jumped out the window?
Yeah, would you have jumped out the
God,
fucking window?
I think so, yeah.
Would you have taken all your clothes off to do it for fun? Like as a funny, like as the last thing?
As a goof.
As a goof. As a goof.
No,
God
I don't
knows
think I'd do
9/11 was
that.
full of so many goofy people. You know.
I watched some kind of talk show.
Yeah.
And who would you say that guy was?
Oh, it was Regis and Kelly. You were watching the Regis and Kelly 9/11 footage.
Yeah. It's so raw.
It is.
Huh.
Regis is just having a bad time.
Regis does not know how to act because he's like smiling and like being professional and stuff, but like he's uncannily professional.
Yeah, he's obviously
He's
not
like turned
enjoying
his
himself.
soul off, and he doesn't really know what to do.
He is pure TV host now.
Yeah,
It's just like,
he's
oh
just
my
a
God.
shell. He's just a shell of comedy nightlife.
Yeah, and
all
like
of his happiness and
it's
like,
crazy because I'm not
glee is,
5
like-
now, so like I understand what people are talking about.
Right.
And
He doesn't know if he wants to be a millionaire or not anymore.
yeah, and
I thought you said you wanted communism. You'll never be a millionaire.
they're like
No, Regis, you
oh,
dumbass.
sorry.
and he's like, you know, it's a fire up there. The fire department's gonna have a hard time getting up there and stopping it.
It's real awful. It's real.
Yeah.
he's just saying like platitudes because he doesn't know what to say at all.
He's like, it was an accident. A plane hit the building.
And then some dude just comes in from offset and just stands there. The camera pans to him, but he's just wearing like a normal ass shirt, and he goes, "A second tower has hit. A second plane has hit the towers."
Second tower has hit the plane.
And
like you see, just Patrick, put the footage.
We've seen it from the front angle before, but not from this angle.
Whole time
That was tragic.
The hostess
Did you see
is
the
just
pilot?
like,
Thank
I'm
you
in
for stopping
shock.
it before
Oh
the
my
pilot of the
God.
plane jumped out the front.
How awful.
That would have been in very poor taste, Patrick.
Knocked my mic
Patrick,
over.
show the pilot jumping out of the plane.
Patrick, no. Patrick, we
All
were,
right,
we
all right,
were
just
better
reverse
than
it.
that.
Put him back in there. Put him back in there. He's
Thank
safe.
you,
Don't worry.
thank you. That's
Don't worry, he's safe.
how it ended, kids. We promise.
But
I have really got a shit. This monster is going through my body like nobody's business.
okay,
You think I can just do it right now?
Yeah.
You think you guys can just talk about the SKS
we're gonna talk
for
about
like
9/11.
Okay, talk about 9/11. I'll go poop.
Let's talk about 9/11.
All right, funniest thing we can think of, 9/11.
Do you know why? Do you know why the victims of 9/11
You can do it. I believe
were
in you.
known as really fast readers?
No, Will. Why were the victims of 9/11 known as really fast readers?
They could go 91 stories flat.
They could go through 91 stories. There's something. I think there's a couple words needed to be added to that.
I'm pretty zooted.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
How old were you when
I'm a little
9/11
zooted.
happened? Let's talk
I was
our
about
9/11
12.
feelings.
I was
Wow.
about 12.
Oh,
so
you were like old enough to understand.
yeah, I was. And,
Kinda, I guess.
The craziest shit was I was in like 7th grade at the time, and I actually had a really good social studies teacher who watched everything, like absorbed the information, and then like immediately explained to us exactly what happened in like plain terms, straight up. He was just like, Osama bin Laden, Al Qaeda, hijacking planes, rammed into Twin Towers.
My kindergarten teacher told me that, like, she didn't explain it all like that. She was just like an accident had happened.
Not an accident. But I guess it was believed to be an accident for the first maybe couple of hours, I think.
Yeah.
Because at first it was just like, oh my God,
I don't know
someone
when-
accidentally crashed a plane into the Twin Towers.
I know when I was 5 when it I know when I found out I was like 5.
Mhm.
I know I found out the same day it happened.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I have no memory of when I learned the full extent of like what 9/11 was.
Well, I don't think as a 5-year-old you can be expected
Yeah,
to like
but-
comprehend the
No, of course
weight
not.
of that like
But
information.
I don't know because like because
In
at
all
some
fairness.
point, of course, I learned, right.
Yeah, it probably
But, like-
happened so organically over such a long period of time.
Yeah,
There's no like point where
Well,
you're
and
just like,
I'm
"Aha!"
sure growing up, like passively over time, the news must have been on,
Mhm.
and I must have at some point
like reabsorb the information.
yeah, absorbed like you
Like,
know
wait.
the Gulf the Iraq War and all and invasion of Afghanistan and all that shit.
Mhm.
I must have, right. I don't remember any of it.
Right.
But-
a long time ago.
I mean, it's 20 years. Like we literally grew up
Yeah, 2/3 of my life is post 9/11.
fucking being at
Yeah.
war and seeing all that. What's crazy is watching. I don't know why. I really love watching soldiers footage of being in Afghanistan, Iraq, all those places.
Really doesn't do much for me. It's just kind of matter of fact to me. Like I mean, what do I just want to see people get shot or something?
Well, I think what's
Like,
nice about the war on terror, honestly,
Is
and
that nobody got shot, actually.
is going through the footage is a
especially no
surprise.
civilians.
There's not,
Hey,
especially
refer
none.
back to one of our previous
surprisingly low amount of American soldiers got shot.
Oh, yeah, but
I mean,
I think
yeah.
total in
it was kind of the other side.
I think total
we could say
in
we
20.
won.
I think total in 20 years it was only like this. It's less than 5,000, right?
Patrick, put up the number.
I think,
Also,
I think it's,
what did we gain when we won? What did we win?
we won.
like, what was our-
Well, okay. So what we tried to accomplish.
Pride.
No, what we were trying to accomplish was changing the government to be more favorable to America, because what Iraq and Afghanistan, Iran, what all those people keep agitating whenever with like the Taliban and ISIS and all that, is that they don't want to work with America specifically. And in fact, they would try to like hurt the American regime, which American regime doesn't like.
I'm so glad that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people love us now.
They do. We're their favorite
So
country.
we tried to establish a regime that's more friendly to us.
And we did.
Right, some Cold
And
War shit.
it lasted all of 2 weeks.
It did.
Yeah, the Afghanistan one definitely wasn't long lasting.
Did they lynch the new guy after we installed him?
I have no idea.
Like,
Who
what happened
knows?
to that
They
guy?
don't show the
I'm
footage
sure he
that
died.
they,
I'm sure he died.
American propaganda isn't really big on the, like, oh, yeah, we did do that.
Dude,
and then,
do you know
he
how
kinda
much
died.
we hid the Indian wars that we've had?
Wasn't
know-
that mostly a British thing?
No, you don't think America went through Indian wars?
No, not India.
Oh,
Native
Native
Americans.
American. Okay.
Yeah, we
yeah,
call
yeah,
it
yeah.
Indian wars.
I thought you were like, yeah, in India, and I was like, that was like a British colonial
No,
thing.
no.
In my head, I was like,
finding the Native Americans in the
okay,
I
West
think we've
I
had a
saw
lot
like
of-
and in Florida.
I don't think we've
Mostly- a
had
lot of
any
Florida.
direct military conflicts with India that I'm aware of.
that's what I thought he was saying. I thought he was
Nothing
saying
I know
like,
of.
do you have any idea what links they've gone
We've
to
been on-
hide
We've
those from us?
distantly been on opposite alliances maybe once or twice, especially during like the
But-
what was it, like the Arab Spring?
The thing
when-
with India is like
Pakistan
India plays
broke off.
both sides pretty well.
No, the Arab Spring's something different. But there was a thing where
in the global
Pakistan
politics of things.
broke off from India because it had like more Muslims and stuff, but it actually wasn't very
We didn't
nice.
break
And,
off. The British just
there
drew a
was
line
a-
in a map.
yeah, there was a lot of hoopla going on there, and
Patrick, play the hoopla sound effect. Thank you.
thank you, Patrick.
Yep.
And the hundreds of thousands died.
Yeah, that's generally how hoopla goes.
The borders were very integrated. There were lots of like Hindus and Muslims. And
That's how Trump would describe the
They
war on
basically
terror. He said
said-
there was a lot of hoopla. There's just a lot of hoopla over there.
There was a point where it was
But,
basically like the Indians now call over here, and then the Muslims all go over there.
A lot
the
of
problem
the
was the people who lived there actually weren't really making these distinctions very much.
a lot
so
of the
people just got
GoPro
ripped out of their homes and shit.
a lot of the GoPro footage from the war on terror though is just most of it's very tame. Honestly, it's just insight to how the people over there feel and are taking, mostly being shell shocked every day.
I wonder. I mean, like,
Probably sucks.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
your brother. I mean, you know how it went for like our side with your brother. I'm sure their
Mhm.
side is probably like worse.
I would
Easy,
imagine.
right?
We
Like-
Stone Age them,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Their infrastructure will take decades to recover.
if ever.
Do
I mean,
they-
they're the problem with a lot of the Middle Eastern things is it's not tribal is not the correct verbiage.
Yeah.
I know this is coming from a place of ignorance, but do they have how much electricity do they?
They have like electricity. They have technology and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they have TV, internet, and stuff
I know
like that.
they have like I've seen
Goat herder
fans.
kids go into their mud huts and play PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
It's not that-
the issue is politically they can't all get together because, like, for example, Afghanis don't necessarily consider themselves Afghanis. They consider themselves whatever family tribe structure they're in.
Oh yeah. I see
Yeah.
what you mean.
Kurds, Arabs, Sunnis, Shiites. There's a lot of cultural lines that those little lines on that map have no fucking respect for whatsoever. And that's what causes a lot of the tomfuckery over there in the Middle East. And that's a lot colonization's fault, in fairness towards
Lawrence
like
of Arabia type of shit.
angry woke people spouting colonizer, like all that kind of nonsense. Just like they're the truth that nonsense is derived from is the fact that colonization fucked people over.
I'm sure at some point they'll go full Australia and just kind of all become one super country or something,
The
right?
issue is that they can't go through the process of doing that because foreign powers keep interfering with their government structures. And
So it's like an Africa situation where it's like,
South America,
essentially-
Africa, and the Middle East keep getting fucked with by major world powers to the point where their autonomy is
thank God
constantly
South
brought into
America
question.
is safe from that. You know? Like
Yeah, only we fuck with South America.
Yeah, definitely no one else ever fucks with South America. They
Well,
are
I mean,
just...
they try, but we'll literally kill them.
It's true. we literally declared if anyone fucks with South America other than us, we will actually factually go to war with you.
Yeah, the Panama Canal situation kind of set the stage
we
for
gave
that.
that back to Panama.
Yeah. My dad was apparently there, and like he was during the Panama Canal, like big hoopla. Patrick played the sound effect. During the Panama Canal hoopla, apparently he just stood there in front of like an army base, and from where he was standing and was his job the entire like weeks that he was there, he could just see people hanging from the bridge over there, and they were just, there'd be new bodies every day, and their job was to not do anything about it.
Yeah, and he means they're like, there's a lot of push-up bars, and they're all over there like
That's
hanging
what
on them.
that's what I mean.
They were training a very strong militia of femboys.
Pandemonians is what they were.
Pandemonium femboys,
Yeah.
yes, that were going to come over and...
They were going to cause pandemonium.
Yeah, they were going to cause pandemonium.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
They would come in, seduce all of the soldiers.
The U.S. soldiers.
And then use their, superior boy bodies to beat them up after copious amounts of gay sex.
Did you guys-
Superior boy bodies is a...
Did you guys see that
real
viral
good
video
sentence.
of the man in the bear den?
Patrick, put up the picture of the weaponized femboys. But I'm sorry.
Okay,
about
Will?
What about the bear den? I'm sorry.
There,
A man in a bear
it was
den.
viral video of the mayor, the guy. He's in a bear
A
den.
mayor.
No, the guy.
Oh, okay.
A man.
I thought you were
I
saying
don't
there's a
think he's-
mayor.
I don't think he's a mayor.
Okay.
You said mayor.
I misspoke.
Okay. He's a man
Move
and
along.
he's in a bear den.
So a
I'm
man
sorry,
goes
I
into a
wasn't
bear
made
cave.
perfect. God only made me a man after all.
Or
I
a
thought
mayor.
you were a bear. Yeah.
No,
I thought he
no,
was a
no.
mayor.
You'd want to meet a bear in the woods. I'm a man. You don't want to meet me in the woods.
Yeah.
I meant a mayor
Yeah.
like Vosh. I
Would you
think he's
rather
like
run into a
horse.
mayor or a bear in the woods? That's the real
A
question.
bear. I don't want to pay taxes.
What if it's a horse, like a mare?
Oh. Would you rather
I mean,
run
if you
into
don't stand directly behind it and spook it, you'll probably be okay.
and you can fuck it. As we've been over on this show many a
Yeah,
time.
so a mare is a female horse.
yeah,
if
if it has a cutie mark,
So-
then you're good to go.
You didn't see this
Remember,
viral video of the
you
guy
can eat
in
it
this
out.
bear's den, and the bear's like on the outside staring him down.
Mm-hmm.
No, what happened?
Pull it up,
I was
Patrick.
gonna say, Patrick, just put it
Pa-
up on screen. Oh, you just want me to actually pull
Yeah.
it up? Okay, hold on.
Patrick, play the technical difficulties.
So I guess he was able to walk away.
So, turns
Oh.
out that's at a bear sanctuary.
Oh, wait.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Has
now,
he known that bear since it was born?
I don't know about that. That bear's likely quote unquote tamed. Not any less dangerous necessarily,
Not really, but I do see how this skews it.
but it
like-
does skew it just a bit.
yeah, he's not.
Okay. So,
But it looked
these-
crazy, huh?
It's one of those things where like you're gonna trick a lot of like young stoned teenagers into
Yeah.
being like, look at this epic thing, dude, and they're gonna play Minecraft music over it. But like as an adult, I mean, I guess you should look at anything like that with like some level of skepticism and be
Because
like,
like no way a bear is gonna see you in his den and go,
absolutely.
"Oh, awesome!" That's like coming home and like a rotisserie chicken with a fork and knife and like a drink next to it
from
is-
my wife.
is right there
Sitting on the table.
Sitting on the table.
Or it's like going into Eric's house and
Like
then not
you got
getting
some
shot.
sweet tea,
Mhm.
some rotisserie chicken from Food Giant. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that like your dream meal? I
Yeah.
like how you're just being like, all right, you got some sweet tea. You got rotisserie chicken from the gas station. You got pack of Oreos. Like,
I think he's just describing how he currently feels being this high.
yeah. It's just really, really
It's just really high. He's just describing something someone who has the munchies would want.
Yeah.
A whole
God.
rotisserie chicken, a roll of Oreos, and a big sweet tea.
My mother used to buy those rotisserie chickens and then just like have that for dinner. And
Yeah,
then
done that a few times.
Yeah, I feel like my dad probably always just rolled his eyes and was like, "This bitch didn't even fucking try." You know?
I love those things. I don't know. I just
They're handy. They're cheap.
I didn't know my mom didn't fucking cook it when I was a kid. I thought my mom like cooked chickens. I was like, "Where did she get the chicken? Cool, awesome."
From the farmer, dumbass.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Dude, meat comes from a grocery store. Stop killing animals.
Did we know anybody who had chickens? That like as me as a child, I guess my grandmother had some chickens.
Did you ever go on a field trip to a farm?
Yes. You know what I did? I milked that fucking cow, baby.
You did?
Yeah.
I milked the fucking cow. That's right.
Wow.
Or
I,
did you let the cow milk you?
Oh, we did both. I mean, it was,
He was a
there was-
gentleman. They
yeah.
did each other.
Exactly. There was a line for both, and then I did one, and then I went and got in line for the next one because they were both experiences that I wanted to have as a 6-year-old.
Let me stop you there.
Of course.
There's this guy on Instagram who like makes food and stuff,
Right.
but he does it with a cow. His name's Bruce.
Oh yeah. I know this guy.
It's hilarious.
That guy makes that. Yeah, he just like it's basically just makes a video. Is like Patrick put up one of the videos. It's like making a sandwich with Bruce,
It's
and then
genius.
he's trying to make a sandwich while a cow
The
is actively
full
trying
adult
to
cow is just making
trying
a
to take it
mess.
away from him.
Yeah.
Like the cow's like, "Oh, sandwich, mine, please," and he's just like, "No, Bruce, fuck," and he just has to like keep
like
maneuvering.
What's awesome about it, in my opinion, is like he kind of treats it like the guy there treats it like Bruce is this other individual having lunch with him, but because like he just lets Bruce basically do whatever up to a point.
Mhm.
And it's like he'll be making a cucumber sandwich, Subway sandwich, right?
Mhm.
With like lettuce and tomato.
In other words, something that a cow would and could eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like of course like he's opening a bag of like lettuce and the cow's like putting its whole face in it and like making a mess, and he's like trying to grab some lettuce and throw it on the sandwich before the cow thinks about the sandwich, and then he opens up like he got like a bunch of tomatoes already sliced and he's trying to put it on the tomato while like the cow's eating the tomatoes on the
it's
table.
one of those things that's like
Sounds
genius
pretty-
for marketing.
Yeah.
You know?
Sounds like a pretty wholesome cooking challenge show.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like Hot Pepper Gaming was like such a genius marketing idea. You just review a game after eating a hot pepper with the right colors and background and like editing and camera and shit. That's just a perfect idea.
Well, like
it's
Hot
so
Ones.
simple.
You know, the interview
Hot
show.
Ones, yeah,
where they
it's-
just slowly make the meat hotter and hotter hot
Who'd they have
sauces.
on recently that was kind of
Daffy Duck. Or was it
huge?
I think they had
I'm not joking about Daffy
they
Duck,
have
by the way. They
Ryan
did have
Reynolds
Daffy.
on there?
Really?
No, Donald Duck, not Daffy. Daffy's the black
I
one.
think they might
They
have
wouldn't
had
have a black guy on Hot Ones.
They had Shaquille O'Neal on Black One.
yeah, famously.
On Black One. Hot Ones.
Hot Ones. Yeah, they had to make a whole new show for Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, we
Just
can't
black
come on Hot
ones.
Ones.
Gotta
We'll
have the
make,
segregated show.
yeah, we'll make black ones. Jesus Christ.
With Freudian stuff.
Oh, God. I love this show. No, like Hot Ones, it's just such like a good idea. On a daily basis, I try to come up with like something that's that simple, that's that like perfect. You know, the eating hot stuff and then doing a thing is so ubiquitous. Everybody's done it. Trying to
We've
make a
done it.
sandwich while having a fucking cow stop you is such like it's
It's
just
a
like-
novel idea, and it offends almost no one.
yes, absolutely.
It's funny, like from a like super simple like point of view, because like imagine trying to eat a bunch of vegetables while a cow's over your
You
shoulder.
can't do
It's
that
funny.
with like getting stoned
Simple.
or something though, because then it would make like really shitty content. Like you can't like be like, let's smoke 7 bowls and now it's your turn to like review Dark Souls. You know,
Yeah.
like That's a dumb idea. You can't do the same thing with alcohol because that's also a dumb fucking idea. Like peppers is the perfect thing. Don't play with that, Will. Otherwise, the podcast will turn off. Will is over here playing with the power cable to the podcast machine. Don't do that. If you need a fidget thing, you need a fidget spinner. I got a little fidget thing over here for you.
Could you get some keys and wave that in my face?
Yeah,
please?
yeah, no problem, boy. No
just
problem,
jingle
buddy.
some keys in front of them. Keep them away from the fishing lures.
Surely I've got. I thought I legitimately had something over here.
Well,
oh yeah,
damn.
there it is. There it is.
Oh, there
Here
we
you go,
go.
buddy.
There we go. He's got it.
God, if it'll come out of the fucking thing. Here you go, buddy.
Oh, thank
There
you.
we
Have
go.
fun.
Patrick actually has a kit over here that says break glass in case of autism. It
Yeah.
has several tools. that
Yeah,
you can,
and the glass was broken ages ago.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
kind of
no,
had to
it's-
reach in there.
He's like kind of filed down the edges on it after cutting his hand.
I
too many
lived with
times.
Will for a long time.
Mhm.
You're just gonna play with that into the microphone.
He's had to.
This is my favorite segment. Will stems into the microphone. Yeah. I wish, I do legitimately though wish that I could come up with like a concept that's that simple. Hot food seems to be like the most easy thing. Where it's like,
simple and effective. Yes.
take a hot
But it's
thing,
already overdone. It's
It is.
saturated.
and so is like shot collar. Shot collar is already overdone. Also, I don't want to do that again. Like shot collar is, I would rather eat any sort of spiciness than shot collar. Because I think that shot collar actually like one shock on my neck and I fell on the ground. Like I'm just like, I'm not even joking. It
Did
does
you get that on film?
Yeah.
Did we? I think we did, didn't we? We got that on film.
Pretty sure we did.
I don't know. If we do, it's long, like a long back catalog. Patrick, put it on screen.
There we go.
Find that find that archived footage and put it on screen.
And if you can't, find the episode of Hot Ones where DJ Kali
Khaled.
Solid.
only made it to one hot wing or whatever.
Okay. And Patrick, if you have to put that on screen, you can't find the other thing. Also put next to that the video of DJ Khaled where he gets the Bob Marley guitar.
Play that time I got tased.
The Grandmaster when he was about to win
Show
the
that
fight
you
with
have
Hulk.
some guts.
This is baffling because how
Play the scene from the first Thor movie where he gets tased. You know,
Okay.
just to let people know. Yeah, there we go.
From the first
See.
Thor movie?
Yeah, he gets
Okay.
hit with a taser.
I didn't know
It's
that.
funny. Thunder God get tased.
Yeah, I've never
You
seen
know.
Thor. I've never
Really?
once. No, I've seen like 5 of the Marvel movies.
You seen Thor
Really?
2?
Huh. You've seen Thor 2?
No, I haven't.
Well,
I've seen.
that sounds like he's seen it.
Yeah. Was that Dark World? Was
Yes,
that okay?
that's Thor Dark World.
Look, he
yeah.
even knows the name.
I
Mhm.
know the name of all of them probably.
You
I,
can't hide
Dark
from
World.
me, you weirdo secret Marvel fan.
I
You closet.
finally caught me. It's me, the weirdo secret Marvel fan, disguised as a regular podcaster. Darn you, William.
If you're not a Marvel fan, don't name the movies right now. Go ahead.
If it isn't my arch nemesis, Super Will, with his superpower of being incredibly stoned. How will I ever stop him? I cannot combat this.
Go
And
ahead.
don't forget his partner, Gigantic Penis Eric.
What was the first Marvel movie?
My God! I forgot about him.
Marvel at it!
Why are you even here?
Marvel at it!
Well, it's quite a bulge, I suppose.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I guess it could be a cup. I'm not entirely convinced that's real.
It's like a placenta. Yeah, go to.
Placenta.
That's an odd way to describe a cock.
What was the? What's the plant?
Bro, my dick's so big it's like a placenta. Bitches just be chopping it up after giving birth and eating that shit.
These bitches be so wet, it's like their water broke.
It'd be coming out after the baby. That's how deep in there I get. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, dude. What's the plant that's like a banana?
DJ Afterbirth.
Oh,
damn it.
Jesus Christ. That's the
Taking some real dark twists.
That's
a
the
few times.
worst superhero name in the world. DJ Afterbirth. He's got to be like a black guy.
Hey.
Like his normal name is just DJ.
Patrick.
His name is just DJ.
Patrick,
What? What? I was doing a racism. Go ahead, interrupt me. I'm sure whatever witty nautical thing you've got up your sleeve is going to be perfect.
What's the plant that's like a banana?
A plantain.
Cavendish.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, like plantains, Peter. They're small, but sometimes, they're just the right size.
Plantains are big.
No, plantains are the little tiny
plantains
ones.
are
No,
like the
the
small
big
green
ones.
bananas.
Yeah.
The big yellow ones.
Yeah.
that, like,
Those are just bananas.
They're called a
No.
Cavendish
They're
banana.
called bananas.
It's a Cavendish.
A Cavendish.
A Cavendish?
Yes, Cavendish
That is-
banana.
It's a type
That's
of
what
dish
the
that's made of
normal
caviar.
Yellow banana. That's the species name. It's called a Cavendish.
How big was Chris's dick in that episode of Family Guy? It must have been huge for Peter to react so negatively.
Like it was like a 9 to 12er.
Yeah, it must have been like a flopper, dude. Because and also it kind of just implies like Peter has like my ex-boyfriend's penis, like just it's like this big.
Erect?
Erect, yeah, it was about like that big. I mean, like
That is unfortunate.
it was pretty unfortunate, but it was easy as shit to give him a blowjob. Not even lying. I mean,
Yeah,
women.
It's like, oh, take the whole thing.
Yeah.
I guess, man.
People always complain about like choking during a blowjob, and I was like, this is going to be the easiest fucking blowjob in the world. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Also, I mean, like, women don't give a shit. Like, as long as it's like that big, that's like as long and big as any. And I guess this is like a visual medium. As long as it's like 4 to 5 inches, that's the longest penis any woman wants. Any bigger than that, and you're just hurting them, and they'll just complain. I swear to God. Eric's like, Eric's like, I wouldn't know anything about that. I mean,
It's like, I've got 10 inches. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm packing a
Yeah,
14.
I don't know.
Yeah, in my pants. My
Yeah,
wife is
mine's 25
4'10".
inches long.
Yeah, my wife is 4'10". My penis is 25 inches long. Let me tell you, she loves that thing.
I mean, let me.
It's like half her size.
I can really tickle her pituitary gland with that motherfucker.
Get all the way to the placenta.
Yeah. They call him Placenta Boy.
Oh no.
People love references to the placenta.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a known favorite on the internet.
Would you guys eat placenta? Like
No.
realistic? No,
No.
like you're in love with your
No.
wife. She's having a baby. And she's like, it helps with like after I've given birth, it helps like keep my immune system up and shit. And I don't know if I can do it by myself, but I want the health benefits. Will you do it with me?
Pineapples.
What?
That's my safe word.
Oh, I thought you were like, put pineapples on it and we'll talk. Like,
With a
yeah.
weird ass king.
Nah, I'm be honest. I'm gonna be like, nah, bitch, you ain't a cat.
I don't know. I'd probably
we have
do
like
it.
vitamins and like medicine now.
Yeah.
Your nasty ass don't need to eat your
Didn't-
goddamn placenta
Didn't
like a
Tom
fucking
Cruise
cat.
eat the placenta? Was it him who famously ate the placenta?
I figure it was like
I don't
his
know.
wife
A
or
rabbi
maybe.
probably eats the placenta, dude.
No, that's
I
the
don't know why you
foreskin,
hate
bro.
on rabbis so much. You got something to say about a certain
Why
group
am
of
I?
people on this earth?
Wait. When am I always hating on rabbis?
Y'all keep talking about how
Wait,
they like
when
bite
or
off
why?
the foreskin.
Because one of those
Like,
I definitely have an answer to.
Yeah, bring up the footage, Patrick.
You got to go and dig those holes.
Patrick, put up the picture of Bambi.
No.
All right,
No!
that's the show, folks. Thank you for listening to AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
And
right.
Patrick, just shove us straight into Bambi.
Yep, let's go.
No.